Cinema St. Louis's QFest returns for its 10th year of celebrating the many voices of the LGBTQ filmmaking community. Here today is Artistic Director of Cinema St. Louis, Chris Clark. It's always great to see you. We love having you in studio talking about what's going on, what's the next festival. And this one is QFest. 10th year, congratulations.
10th year, we clicked over into the double digits. That's an achievement. And it started off very small, and it's still somewhat small, but we really are proud of this event.
All right, so let's talk about how many films are, tell me about the festival.
It's spread out over 5 days. There are 11 features, both documentary and narrative features, and then 8 narrative shorts sprinkled throughout the festival.
Okay, well, we've got some photos, and maybe we can kind of walk through some of those so you can tell us about some of the films that we can, including some of the big highlights. So what are we looking at? Which film is this?
This is a documentary from Mexico called No Dress Code Required. These two men tried for many years to get legally married in Mexico, but went through endless amounts of red tape and roadblocks along the way, not unlike happens in this country sometimes, but it ultimately is a very empowering story.
Okay. All right. Let's see our next one.
Next is a very low-budget American independent comedy called Suicide Kale. The woman on the right is one of the co-stars, but also a producer and writer of the film. I think it's just fun. 4 women meet for lunch one day. They find two of the women find a suicide note tucked under the bed, and chaos ensues trying to figure out who wrote the note. Oh, no. It is a comedy, though. It is a comedy, though. Yeah. This is a really sweet coming-of-age first love story from Germany called Center of My World, which was based on the similarly titled novel. And it's just really heartbreaking and wrenching. Having been there before myself, the first boy you have a crush on, it really is a great, well-told, well-crafted story.
That's great.
And this is Love Song. On the right is Jenna Malone from Saved and Neon Demon. And the new blazing rising star on the left is Riley Keough from Rogue One, and lots of big films coming up. So they are two straight women who sort of, their friendship evolves into something a little bit more, and one of them gets married, and they just, it's painfully aching in the love that doesn't quite happen. So it's one of those kind of stories, but it's really a beautiful, beautiful film.
Yeah, those are the tearjerker ones, aren't they?
Sure.
Never quite, not the unhappy ending, maybe, perhaps.
And this is from a short subject from England. The man may or may not be jumping off that cliff, but an older man sitting on a rock behind him may or may not lead him back off of that thing. It's really a beautiful, virtually silent story. This is another great American independent women's film called Women Who Kill. These are two ex-partners who have a podcast about serial killers. And then, yes, it sounds silly, but it really works. And then one of them starts dating this new, elusive, mysterious, beautiful woman in town who may or may not be a serial killer of her own. So we'll see how that one turns out.
Is this an American film, did you say?
This is an American film, yes. Okay. And this is one of our classics this year, the 1971 film The Boys in the Band, directed by William Friedkin, who later directed French Connection and The Exorcist and other scary, thrilling stuff. This was based on a very controversial, groundbreaking play that was around the same era in New York, and it really is one of the first films that people were completely out and open as gay characters.
What year was that?
1971.
1971.
So a long time ago. So it's one of our classics.
And you have one more? You have one other classic?
There's one more classic, Desert Hearts. It's his 30th anniversary. It was filmed, it was at Sundance, a woman director, Helen Shaver, who was in Color Money and Supergirl, I think, as a period piece about her going off to Nevada to get a quickie divorce, and she meets a young woman, and that kind of chaos ensues.
All right, so it's 19 films. We have the information there for you on the screen. 19 films, 11 features, and it consists of a range of films, documentaries, shorts, everything that we've kind of gone over.
One of my missions of this festival is I look for films that are empowering messages and positive things. And even though there's serial killers in the one film, it's not about people getting killed, literally. It's about positive aspects of the LGBTQ community.
No, I always say you have such a great job being able to curate these festivals. For more information and to get the lineup, go to cinemastlouis.org/QFest. And it's, again, taking place at the ZACK right there in Midtown. So go check it out. Yes. Chris, thank you again for being here.
Well, thanks for having me. It's always fun.
All right, well, stay with us at STL Live. There's more coming your way.